Concrete evidence of everything. Yes. Everything. Ain't no, I heard that they went, now you got to look for a fight that person was at that meeting. You said, so you got to have a fight to know that person was so-and-so place. All this stuff here, but yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That you can say that. I can't say that you because I didn't, and I know for a fact that you go to the board.
I can tell you what I know.
But, like I just don't understand. They took my $300. I'm still here trying to figure out yet. About my $300 they took from Christmas that I ain't received back yet, you know. And then he come telling me, this is the words that the final words that he told me. I need to schedule my doctor's appointments around my holidays. I said, if the holiday, the doctor's on vacation too. They take it a holiday. He says, I have medical problems, so I can't take mine. I have to go when they say come back. I'm gonna see about me. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Justice, God. And God, and through all this, we mainly want you to just guide us and lead us. Yes. And we're going to give you all the honor and all the glory and all the praise in this situation. In your precious name we pray. Amen. Amen. For those of you that's tuning in today, I'm State Representative Dexter Sharpter. And behind me we have bus drivers and transportation workers for the Valdost City school system. And we found out there are a lot of things that are going on that are not productive, and what I call them is our guardian angels in our communities, because they take care of our children day in and day out. But enough is enough. The concerns that they have is the fact that they're not being basically appreciated. They're being talked to and talked down to like they're children and sometimes animals. And that's not right. That's not fair. That creates a very hostile environment. And you cannot have a hostile environment when you're dealing especially with people's children. All these people behind me right here, they are fed up. They're tired. There's days when they don't want to come to work. It's not because they don't want to get these children where they need to be and do what they need to do. It's because if you are in a hostile environment, this can cause stress. This can cause high blood pressure. There are a lot of risk factors. And we have a lot of kids on these buses, and there's times when they have to double up and have more kids on the buses than really they should sometimes. They need help. You guys know where you coming up as children that you have a lot of things going on the school bus, and you have that one person trying to watch the road and also watch these children. But if you're trying to watch the road and watch these children, and you're trying to combat a situation with your supervisor on top of that, that's even worse. That's why some people feel sick physically, not wanting to come to work because of stress. It's because of they're on pins and needles every time you look around. They have to watch everything they say, everything they do. Not that they're doing things wrong. It's just the fact you don't want that pressure on you. There's people that's looking at this right now. You probably going through the same situation on your job. But guess what? Sometimes you feel like you can't do anything or say anything because of retaliation. Okay, but now we're putting things in place that, hey, if something is going on, and it's bothering you, it's bothering the production of everything you're trying to do, if you come out and they call it whistleblowing, that's fine. You do what you have to do because we're going to support you. And any retaliation that you think is going to come to you, especially after what we're doing today, these people that are here, they're all in. They all in this situation.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Some of them had time to say, you know what? It's to this point now that they've done everything that they were supposed to do. They followed the protocol. They followed the chain of command. They did everything they could without no avail.
Right.
So therefore, that's why I'm here. Because I made sure that what they were talking about has already been documented, has been talked about. They went through the proper channels. They went through the chain of command. I made sure that was done before I got involved. Okay?
Yes.
Because I'm always going to look at the facts.
Yes.
So now, they've done what they can do and what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
Now we need for them to do what they're supposed to do. This is about change, y'all, because they work hard. And there's nowhere in the world I want them not to show up Tuesday morning. Because guess what? If they don't show up Tuesday morning, you shutting down the school system basically for a day. Okay? And because it's going to be a ripple effect. The kids are not going to be in school. Okay? And that's going to hurt our kids. And in talking with them about that, they say, Dexter, within our heart, we know we want to be there for those kids. We want to do everything we're supposed to do for those kids. They love those kids. And a lot of times they might feel like they're underpaid and overworked. But guess what? I'm going to tell you about that. When you have a full staff and everybody is somewhat happy, you're not going to please everybody. When you have a full staff working, that's going to help that load, get a little bit lighter. But then if you have co-workers that don't want to come to work because of their supervisor talking to them a certain way, that becomes a problem. Then they're going to put the pressure on each other to try to, you understand? Like I say, these people here, they've decided that enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Because they're going to be on the cameras. The people that we're talking about in this whole situation, they're going to be able to see them, these faces. But because they said, hey, enough is enough, I'm all in on it, we won't change, we're going to do whatever it takes by all means necessary to make sure this situation is resolved. Because I'm going to tell you, if this situation is not resolved, you're going to have a few people that are not going to show up, and honestly, I'm not going to blame them. Because the supervisors and the chain of command, they can do something about this. Something can be done. I can see if there's nothing they can do, but something can be done. There is a solution. There is a solution. So we just asking everybody that's hearing this and looking at this to feel what we're feeling. This is not about trying to do some type of strike or protest just to get some money.
That's right.
No.
This is about respect. This is about respect, y'all. These are human beings in this community that have worked hard and continue to work hard, and they deserve respect.
Yes.
They are not just a bus driver.
Yes.
Right.
And that's all. That's what people feel sometimes. Oh, they just a bus driver. But just think about how many kids are on those buses that they watching after. This is a great responsibility.
Yes, it is.
A great responsibility.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And I wouldn't mind seeing their pay going up for what they do.
Yes.
And that's something that we can work on my end.
Yes.
But the end we talking about today is the point of being respected for me doing my job and not talking to me any kind of way. Nobody wants to be talked to like a dog.
No.
Nobody likes that.
No.
And y'all know well as I know, we got even more bus drivers and transportation workers coming up right now. But you know, sometimes you want to say something to your supervisor. Because they treating you a certain way. But then you think about your kids or your home that I can't lose my job. And you get tired of holding your tongue. But one thing I can say about these people right here, they've been a lot of them been taking this for a few years. And they was able to hold their tongue. And they did things the right way. So now we finally to that point. We got former workers that's been cut loose and fired and just say, you know, I can't take it no more. So all we trying to do is get together and be heard for somebody to help us get to what we need to get to the respect, y'all. Respect, y'all. That's what this whole thing all about. Is all about respect. So I appreciate everybody tuning in on this today. But like I say, this is our community. These ain't just some random people. And Reverend Florence Rose, I want you to say a few words, and because we need to know what's going on. We need to know what's going on how we're going to continue to move forward, because this is not going to stop. This ain't a one-day thing. We in this until we resolve this issue. Go ahead, Reverend Florence Rose.
I just wanted to say, some of the people who are standing here, a lot of them are from the People's Tribunal, and I just want to make that clear, because I don't want people to get the impression that everybody that's behind you is with the school system or bus drivers. Some of us are representing the People's Tribunal, and I ask them to come and do it.
Thank y'all for coming.
I would say this is their fight, not mine, it's not yours, it's their fight. And I'm sure the press will want to say something to them.
Right, and we're going to let the press do what they need to do. But like I say, I'm here because it is a part of my fight. I'm the representative for this area, and you guys have stood by me, and I'm definitely going to stand by you. We in this together. We in this together.
Dexter, could I get you to highlight the name of the school system, because we have two here? Just state what school are we talking about, and that give us,
All right, this is the Valdost City School System. Okay, the Valdost City School System. That's who we're talking about today. Okay, and then that is going to be a situation for the Valdost City School Board to look at what's going on, and we're going to respect that. We're not trying to bulldoze anything. We just need to be heard, but we're not going anywhere until this thing is resolved. Any other questions for the press, for anybody here?
They had gone through proper channels previously.
What
has been the response to that?
We'll look into it. But never anything solved, or never any feedback.
Right.
If you want to know proper channels, proper protocol, going through the chain of command, even though GAE is not a part of this movement, but I'm a GAE rep. And I went through the system, and I never got results. I get back to you, and that's just waving me off. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. And I stand proudly with my co-workers, knowing that they are saying, I'm fed up, and enough is enough. Okay? If we don't get results, And this is what we're demanding. Not requesting, but demanding. If we don't get results, as Mr. Sharpter said, we'll go through a different level.
That's right.
And we don't want to do that. Okay? That's not our stand. We don't want to do that. But we want to be appreciated. And someone said, I think we just need a reset. All of this talking about talking, it starts from the bottom and it works its way up.
Yes, it does.
Okay? So if the problem's at the bottom and we work our way up, we need a reset.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes.
And I have no problem saying that. You know, do you know what a reset is? I can really explain that to you.
Yeah, break it down.
That means modify, change what we have out there.
Yes.
Okay? That's what we need. There's no other resolution besides starting from the bottom, then we'll talk. Okay? If we can't get a change from the bottom, there's no reason for us talking. Because then you're not going to put a Band-Aid on this. We're not going to put a Band-Aid on this. And you can't buy me. Okay? You can't buy me. Now I'm speaking publicly, but you cannot buy me. Because you know me. Okay? So I will stand firm. Because I will not be bought. I will not be bought. This is a united front. I'm a voice for all. I appreciate them asking me to speak. But it's not a carton voice. It's a voice for all. I don't stand here as a GAE rep today. I stand here as a bus employee. Thank you for your time.
We're going to just ask everybody to continue to pray with us, because we know we're looking at a peaceful resolution, and we just want the right thing to be done. And at that point, we're going to continue to move up the chain. So if we have to get the state school superintendent involved, whoever else we got to get involved, we're going to get involved. But we are willing to go to the table and sit down and have this resolved.
Okay, I hear you talk, and I've heard talking about the right thing. But my question is, what is the problem? What is one? I mean, I know you're saving that, but can you give me 1, 2, 3, 4, of what the problem is? Just for the record. Just for the record.
Well, let's share this one thing for the record.
Okay.
The thing that's happening with these employees, the way that they're being talked to and talked about and treated is coming from a supervisor. Okay? So therefore, that's the problem. Right now we have a supervision problem. That is the problem. Does that clarify for you?
That's close to it.
Can you kind of, off of that, can you kind of say how that ties into you guys, saying that you're overworked and underpaid, and how, in retrospect, that kind of, it all ties in together?
Yeah, when it ties in, when the top, when you have a problem with the top, your supervisor, when they're talked to a certain way, when they fear their supervisor, when they feel that the supervisor is not supporting them, and when you don't feel like you're on a team, when you feel like you have a boss instead of a leader, that's when you have a problem. So therefore, if you don't feel like you're a part of a team and that you are supported like you need to be, that's what's going to cause you not to want to be a part of the team. But because of these kids, they want to say, I'm going to stay a part of the team, and I gotta basically overlook and ignore what my leadership doing to me. But it's hurting me deep inside to stay here every day to go through this abuse. Basically, it's abuse. Some managers, some leaders as a whole don't know how to treat people. I've seen it in my lifetime. So that's what we need to look at. That's where the problem comes in, where you're not wanting to come to work and you're having problems, and these things come from a lot of times what we could say bad management.
The young man with the glasses on that spoke, I want to ask you a question, because you spoke, and I think you would be the right person to ask this question to. My question is, what do you see as the right thing for the school to do in this situation? What is the right thing for them to do based on what you know and experience?
Being honest. lead with integrity. That's what we look for. Being honest and lead with integrity. If you want to be our leader, be our leader. Be our voice. But please lead with integrity. That's my message.
I know that after doing a story with the flu and a lot of bus drivers were out, I found out that it was a lot of bus drivers just not there. Period. So are you all understaffed and by numbers? And do you know why that is? Or I get the impression that that no one wants to drive, that no one wants to be a bus driver. Do you know? Tell me what it is. Inform me.
It was not the bus drivers was out sick. We may have had one out with the flu. We're short of drivers for one, and then the routes that are open, that the drivers have to do their route, and plus that open route. So therefore, there's more work on the drivers, but they're not being compensated for it. For the double work, and they can compensate us for that.
Yes.
Now, with that, so is there overtime pay if you're working overtime hours?
No such thing.
No such thing.
So going back to your question about when the story was done that people were out because of the flu, basically that was an untrue situation.
Yes,
Yes, very untrue.
See, it was a lie. They said, my mama, she don't let me say the word lie. Don't let my mama see this. If you grew up like I was a young kid, you can't even say the word lie. It was a story. It was a big story.
Big story.
Right. It was untrue. Fabricated. Right.
If you guys could also explain, you know, we're seeing you guys gathered here today, but this is not an issue that that has just popped up in the recent months. This is an issue that you guys have finally, which leads to the whole enough is enough, that this is something 3 years.
What y'all say
this
that
person
you can
got-
basically pinpoint when all this started happening going downhill.
2015.
2015.
August.
So basically, you know when the change took place and it hadn't gotten better.
Well, as you said, 2015. For me, I've been through this ordeal each month. And I know we're not going to go through certain itemized lists, but not only we're tied up, but we're tired of getting our pay getting stolen from us too.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
If I annotate on my timesheet one thing and it's getting sent up to central office with another, that's called theft.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes.
And I want to put that in proper perspective.
Yes.
So when I go to my next chain of command and they compensate me because it is considered wage theft, we don't get a result from that wage theft.
Yes.
You don't put a Band-Aid over it. And I'm talking about this been going on with me for months. So I'm here today to say we need men and women who's going to lead us with integrity.
Yes.
When there is a problem,
Yes.
when there is a problem, you deal with the problem.
Yes.
You don't put a Band-Aid to make it a solution.
Yes.
I want a remedy. So it don't happen again.
Yes.
So it continues to happen, so guess what? The problem wasn't resolved.
Yes.
Okay? Thank you.
Why do you all feel this person is being allowed to stay supervisor if there's this many complaints?
That's the big question for us.
That is the question of the 3 years that I don't know. Why is a person of this caliber who lies, manipulate the drivers, who steal their pay, who treat them with no respect, can stay in that position? I take that up to the further chain of command. They can answer you that. So talk to them.
Yes.
So basically what they saying, enough is enough.
He has a question.
Yeah, I have to the man with the glasses just spoke.
Mr. Johnson.
But come around up this area so they can hear on this microphone as well. Come on this.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And my question is, when you say enough is enough, what are you talking about? Specifically, what are you talking about? Y'all not getting paid what you deserve to get paid? What time do you go to work? What time do you get off? What time do you have to go back? Are there substitutes? Is everybody getting paid the same thing? That's what are you talking about? Enough is enough.
Well, my colleagues who stand behind me, my co-workers, we're not talking about work. That's what we do. That's not the enough that we're talking about. We're talking about we want to make sure what we do is appreciated.
In what way, though? You want them to appreciate what you do in what way?
If you want to build a morale with me, I don't need, some people may need the plaques. Show me the money.
Yes.
Now we're getting to the point. How much money do you all make?
Right now, yearly, $9,200.
$9,200
Yes.
a year.
You
get
divide
paid.
that by 12.
Okay, and you get paid once a month. Is that right?
Once per month.
And you start at what time in the morning?
You start at 6 o'clock in the morning, we finish at 8:30. In other words, we roughly do 5 hours a day.
5 hours a day.
That's what you'd rather do.
No, that's what we
That's
do.
what you do now. Okay.
Yes.
And what happens during the? You start at 6 and you're off at
By 8:30.
8:30. You go home and then you go back at what time?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. But you don't get paid during the in between that.
No.
Okay.
What about you said we're picking up those extra routes? You're paid a flat rate or are you paid?
The key word you said was it's just a flat rate. We get paid for 2.5 hours in the mornings, 2.5 hours in the afternoon. There's no compensation for the extra runs. Zero.
I understand that some people have been there 30 years, and if somebody starts tomorrow, the person that starts tomorrow gets the same pay as the person been there 30 years. Some of y'all been there 30 years.
I've been since '94.
94?
So basically,
How long
what
have
they
you been there?
what they do is they give you a what you call a supplement pay. You do get supplement for the years that you've been there. You do get a supplement for the amount of years that you've been there. You do get that. Yeah, you do get that.
It's from $183 to $250.
$250.
You top out at $250.
Okay, now do you all know who the boss is over the superintendent?
Yes.
Have you all been to the Board of Education? That's who writes his check.
It's as if we can't even get to talk to the board. We can't get no answers. We've been to the superintendent.
No, I'm not talking about that. Have you been to the Board of Education? No. Well, I would suggest that you go to the Board
The
of
simple fact because they won't allow us to come in.
They don't have no choice. I go all the time.
I know. I go to all of the board meetings myself. But what it is that we can't sign in and talk to the board about administrative personnel.
That's right.
They won't allow us.
Just do it anyhow.
They won't allow us.
I don't care what they allow.
Is that in
Just
the
do
book?
it anyhow.
Is that in the book or is that in the?
That's what they explain to you. If it's about a personnel or administrative, the board cannot put you up there to speak about
Like a
it
citizen
because
to be
it's
heard.
like person. It's like personal.
Yeah, they say that, but let me tell you, you do what you want to do. You got the courage, you just do it. Doesn't matter what they say. What they gonna do? Put you in jail? They're not gonna do anything like that. They're not gonna do it, and they're not gonna do it.
But you do have the freedom of speech.
What does the handbook?
That's why we.
What does the handbook?
This way.
Right. What
have
if we
courage.
look into the handbook and see what your handbook
yeah.
says about that?
Chain of command, all of it should be in that handbook. That's the real guidance right there.
That's
at
the
the first level.
steps we took to the change of
okay.
command. And that's
got
why
nothing.
we got to exactly. This is why we're here to this point today.
Well, any more questions from the media, press, anybody? But we appreciate everybody, being here. Like I said, the Teachers Tribunal and the others that just came out to support. But we're going to continue moving this forward.
One other question. I'm so sorry. Somebody asked me. This ain't my idea. Somebody else's. What percentage of bus drivers are black versus white?
98. Just about 98%.
Or what?
Bus drivers
Are black?
Are black.
And how many are there? We are really talking about. How many bus drivers? So we get
Maybe 80.
80. Okay.
Maybe 80.
Okay.
2% right here, Mr.
Dexter. This is my last question, I promise you. I want to know this because, Dexter, a lot of people across the nation, not only in your situation, but across the nation, people are always criticizing their elected officials. So this question is directed to you. Well, why, number one, why did they call you? What was the process of them calling you? Because I'm sure they may have gone to other elected officials who paid them no attention, but at least you are here today, and it should have maybe been others. So my question is, how did they approach you, and how do you feel representing these people before the Valdost School Board of Education today?
Well, the thing about it, these are people that I've seen throughout my life, and I'm already involved with majority of them on some level. But I was contacted actually by an inbox on Facebook and said, this is what's going on with us. And they said, would you please meet with us? I think it was that following or that morning. Well, they contacted me that morning, and I told them that I would be there, which was after church time yesterday, to support. And the young lady that reached out to me, I know she does a great job in what she does. I've seen her actually encourage my kids in the past. But I'm happy I'm here, and like I said, I'm going to stand up for the people. For me, it's not about votes, okay? This is about when somebody's treated bad. I want to help make it good. So,
Anybody know when the next board meeting is?
I can tell you. I think it's next Tuesday. This coming Tuesday. Is it this coming tomorrow?
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Let me make sure.
Well, I advise y'all, before y'all leave here, get with Pastor Rose, Reverend Rose, and understand the process on things that you may be able to do at a board meeting, and he'll give you the wisdom and guidance that you need on that. I was happy to be here. I got to hit Atlanta. I was supposed to left earlier, but when they told me that they needed me here, I postponed my trip. So, because it's about sacrifice, it's about commitment, loyalty, and sacrifice to your community, especially as a local or elected official. That's what you have to do, and that's what you need to do, by all means necessary.
The next board meeting is February 27th at Silas Mahone School. February 27th at Silas Mahone.
I'm going on the record, off the record. I oppose going to the board meeting. The reason why, because it's proper protocols there. We don't need a board meeting, we need a us meeting. With the board being there for us, so they can hear us speak. We are not going to come there where we're in line, chronologically, saying that, okay, you're next in line. We want to be first in line. So the only way we can be first in line is the board come to us. Okay? I don't want to go with this political stuff. The board come to us. This is what, if we stand united.
That's right.
The board come to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Where they're not showing up, because if they don't show up for 1 day and 2 days, 3 days, we're going to be in a lot of trouble in this school system. And we don't want that. And like I say, they don't want that. They just want to be respected. They want to be treated like the professionals that they are. And they don't want to be treated like children or animals.
All right.
My name is Carlton Johnson Jr. I work for the Valdost City School Transportation. I am a bus driver.
Awesome.
All right, awesome. Well, I guess for me, something I want to know is kind of how does it feel to be a bus driver and to be part of, getting the people here today, seeing how many people came out to really to show that they're struggling with the same things and to also show their support. How does it feel to see everything come together today?
Well, I'm excited. For number one, it shows unity. And we all standing for a purpose and a cause. So I'm excited about it, because it's hard to get people out when they're afraid. So when I'm seeing drivers come out today, it takes courage. Because the first thing we think about is losing our job. You have to let people know about their rights, and we are protected. But here again, I'm excited about being here today, and that you all are here for us. So I appreciate that.
I hear you speak very strong, and this has been asked before, but are you afraid of repercussions because of your forward step?
Fear is not a factor. Because if I'm afraid, I don't need to be in front of these cameras. This shows that I'm not the person that is afraid, because it's public. So no, I am not afraid. And whatever repercussions there are, been there, done that. So you're talking to the right one.
So I want to ask, talk to me a little bit about the underappreciation. I think that people don't understand the value of a bus driver, and that if it wasn't for you, that children wouldn't get to school, they wouldn't be able to get an education, or they would struggle to. So talk to us and the people at home about the quality of your job and how important it is and why it shouldn't be taken for granted.
I may be speaking for 90% of the drivers, maybe 100%. Number one, the appreciation comes from the kids. That's why we show up to work every day, because of the kids. Because we know an education they need, and we're part of that. So yes, we're there for their education. But when it comes down to the environment, work environment, that's where we feel underappreciated. So if it was a driving mechanism just coming to work, I would not be there. But I'm there because I love what I do.
All right. Yes.
The drivers love what they do.
Yes, we do.
And that's why we're going to show up tomorrow.
Yes. All right.
What can you kind of, since we did get you saying, and you guys mentioned it when you're all together, but if you could go into detail about how you guys have, including yourself, have gone through the professional way of handling this more than one occasion. So this isn't something that you guys are finally, just, this is it. You guys have, this is also saying that there's been months, if not years, of several visits to different administrators to say these were the problems.
Well, let me say, I believe in structure. Served in the military, they believe in the chain of command. I am a believer of the chain of command. And I look for results in my chain of command. If I go from my manager, which is my supervisor at the transportation department, I don't get results, I go to Dr. Hudson. He's my next chain of command. If I don't get results from him, then I go to Dr. Kaysen. If I don't get results from him, I go to GAE. Okay, and that's my protocol.
Yes. Let's see if there's anything else. What does it look like to come into work in these hours that are pretty, they're not very flexible if you are having another job in between those 2 hours. But what have you seen as far as morale among these bus drivers dealing with what they're dealing with? What does that look like?
Well, for the last 4 years, the morale has always been down. And I have actually expressed this with my chain of command about the morale. I don't want to say it's a non-factor to them, but they haven't supported. They have not been supported in that area. And what I mean by that, you got a core issue there. It ain't about teasing me with money. You got to deal with the problem. And the problem comes with management. And this is where the problem lies at, with management.
I think my last question, just for you to go over again, is what is the craziness that is being a school bus driver? I know yours is pretty extra crazy, and so are a lot of others, but I mean, what is the craziness? I mean, we were saying even yesterday that you're not just driving a bus. I mean, the max of some of these buses is 72 kids, and you're filling it, if not going over. So for people at home who don't know, really what you guys do, what does a day in your guys' shoes look like?
Every day is a challenge. Every day. You don't know what to expect. But because we're professionals, we try to deal with it in a professional manner. However, yes, there are times that we have to deal with more kids than we are able to, because we're just one body versus 70 kids. And some of those kids become complicated. And it takes more than one driver who need to stay focused, make sure the kids get there to their destination safe, and for us to be wearing 4 hats in one. We're not just bus drivers, we bus monitors, we counselors, we guardians, we parents, we all that in one. And trust you me, we don't get enough money to pay for all those hats, but because we love our job.
That was good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
This is the Get To Free Press, and we report what others ignore. This is your First Amendment right to know without whiteouts from a controlled news media whiteout network. And we are located in Valdost, Georgia, and we are here to inform, educate, and persuade if necessary. Always keep that in mind. Moreover, I want to say to you that as a community, state, nation, and world, we are not who we claim to be, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And if we are a liar, time will tell. And if we are a racist or a hater, time will tell. And our righteous and holy God already know. So you are only fooling yourselves. Again, the Ghetto Free Press. I'm George Foster Rice.